Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So this week, President Biden announced that two shipping ports on the West Coast are going to be open 24/7, and that some major retailers will be extending their late-night transportation to and from the ports. Now, this is a completely empty gesture. This is performative theater. The problem with the ports has not been how many hours the ports are open. The problem has been a lack of labor power. The ports have been functioning at lower than capacity due to inadequate numbers of workers. To move goods to and from the ports means you need more truck drivers. There are tens of thousands of shipping containers piled up at the ports awaiting transport to their destinations. We already have a shortage of truck drivers nationally. Domestic producers have enough problems moving goods across the country without considering the ports at all. It is estimated that for every truck transporting goods on the road, that there are 16 shipments pending pickup and transport. So, where's all the labor going to come from? Where are all the truck drivers going to magically come from? If employers force workers and drivers to keep longer hours, two things are going to happen here. One is that the number and severity of workplace and major traffic accidents involving trucks will increase dramatically. The other is that huge numbers of workers will walk off the job, making the labor shortage worse than it is now. Tens of thousands of truck drivers announced recently that they will resign from their jobs as a result of the vaccine mandate. Millions of Americans resigned from their jobs in August. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are on strike. Please note that Biden did not mention prioritizing the transport of certain goods, such as food, medicine, and medical supplies. He mentioned Walmart and Target. Basically, it comes down to having access to cheap plastic crap on the shelves for the holidays. Is the next step going to be subsidizing wages for corporate employers to hire more workers? That would mean increasing the national debt even more and hiking our taxes to subsidize corporate profits directly. If this is going to be a suggestion, then it is far beyond time that the companies that benefit from such subsidies be nationalized, partially or completely. The workers should be considered federal employees with concurrent federal wages and benefits permanently. Is Biden going to announce using prison slave labor to work the ports and military drivers to transport retail goods? I've already seen capitalists suggesting this idea. Gee, I'm sure that's what people signed up for military service for. You know, don't you feel safe knowing you can get your new cell phone or, you know, again, cheap plastic crap, courtesy of the military and the military budget? Yeah, okay. Just having dock workers and drivers is not enough. The products have to go somewhere, right? That means that you have to have receiving personnel and locations. In Western states, warehouse vacancy is at less than 4%. Yeah, the warehouses are over 96% full. They're stacked to the rafters. Meanwhile, if trucks deliver to retail locations at night, that means there must be workers to receive the shipments. By capitalist rhetoric, paying more workers to work at night to receive shipments would mean increased cost, which would mean increased consumer cost. More inflation, you pay more and get less. Of course, if warehouses are full and retail shelves are empty, doesn't that mean that there is no shortage of consumer goods as a general rule? The shortage is contrived. Yet corporations can use the contrived shortage as an excuse to increase prices. In addition, this announcement only includes ports on the West Coast. There are dozens of container ships carrying hundreds of thousands of containers awaiting offshore on the East Coast as well. Most of those ships are coming from Europe, not Asia. The ones coming to the East Coast. With all of Biden's aggression toward China, I am not at all a believer that Biden is a China puppet. However, the optics of taking steps which benefit China and Asia while ignoring European trade partners throws a lot of fuel on the right-wing fire of those making such claims. I am an absolute believer that Biden is a puppet of Wall Street, and his actions are intended to help his corporate masters at the expense of the American people. Now, opening up these ports also doesn't necessarily help with manufacturing and exports. I mean, it may, to a small degree, but not very much. We have to be producing something to export. And we're not producing anything to export. Look at our fuel prices right now. Fuel prices are going up. Should we be exporting oil, natural gas, fuel while we are paying more? That means you're subsidizing the profits that the oil companies are making by sending the fuel and oil offshore. As it is, if we don't have enough workers at the docks, the container ships are offloading their cargo, and many of them are just loading empty containers back onto their ships to head back to where they came from, to load up another shipment there. You know, there are stories that different retailers like Walmart are hiring their own container ships. But what good does that do if you don't have ports for them to dock at? with what, like 70 ships off the West Coast waiting to be offloaded, and dozens of ships on the East Coast waiting to be offloaded. We don't have enough ports, we don't have enough workers, we don't have enough drivers. So opening up these ports 24/7 does no good. These ports were sufficient prior to last year. Hey, the average time was 1 to 2 days for a ship to offload in 2019. So they didn't have to be open 24/7. So why do they need to be open 24/7 now? It's not the problem. The hours are not the problem. So you really have to question who benefits from this. Okay, we've got a microchip shortage, which is limiting the production of automobile manufacturing and consumer electronics in this country. That the last I saw, Walmart and Target aren't producing vehicles or consumer electronics. They're not doing their own manufacturing. It's not benefiting the workers. So who benefits from this? The only benefit here is to Wall Street. That's it. That's who benefits from this. And it's going to be at our expense. To keep those ports open is probably going to take government subsidies to do this. Anyway, so share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.